I'm George Pappas. I've been at the Glendale Heights Police Department since 1992. I started off as a community service officer here at the Glendale Heights Police Department, and from there I was hired on as a police officer. And I did that for a couple of years, and then I became a special operations detective. So for special operations detective, they do gang and drug enforcement. So my assignment was to find people who were involved in gangs or selling drugs. I learned from there that we had a lot of kids that were involved in gangs, and that really bothered me. I grew up in Glendale Heights, so I wanted to make a change, so I became a school resource officer. I figured if I was a school resource officer, I could figure out why the kids at a young age were joining gangs. That was a great adventure for me to do school resourcing, so I did that for about 5 years at the Marquardt District. After that, I got promoted to sergeant of patrol. I did that for about 5 years, and then I became the investigation sergeant. After the investigation sergeant, I got promoted to deputy chief of support operations, and then deputy chief of patrol operations, and now I am the chief of police. We used to have, there was a gang issue in Glendale Heights and throughout DuPage County. And as an officer, you knew there were gang members, and the dealing with them, you knew going into the situation. Mental health is a whole different ballgame. You need to learn how to deal with people who have these crisis situations. Every one of our officers at the Glendale Heights Police Department is crisis intervention trained. We have also partnered up with NEDPIS, Northeast DuPage Family and Youth Services. What we do is mental health referrals, and that has seemed to be an excellent tool for us. With doing mental health referrals, the people that we come in contact with mental health illnesses or crisis intervention, they are brought or met with social workers. The social workers help them through their problems, and for us, it makes our community whole, and that's what we want. You always want to be in partnership with your community. I always say that we're only as good as our community. We have to work with and for our community. So the double part there. We have made an initiative for foot patrols as an example. So in 2022, we had about 1,000 foot patrols, which our officers did. Last year, 2024, we had about 2,700. So more, almost triple the amount of foot patrols. Now think about that. That's a lot of community engagement there. And with community engagement, you're getting to know the residents. They're getting comfortable with you. Information sharing, it's also crime prevention as well. I think the vision for not only the Glendale Heights Police Department, but law enforcement in general, you have to look at technology. We recently had flock cameras that were put up. Flock cameras are LPR cameras, license plate reading cameras. So those are around town. So the way I implemented those is that I want them to make sure that every neighborhood that you come into for the village of Glendale Heights, you have to pass a flock camera. So anybody who is trying to do nefarious crimes or have nefarious ideas in our town, our cameras will pick them up, and it's easy to locate. It's a great deterrent to keep people out of our community. But I also know that we have to be ahead of the game too. Well, DNA is huge now. There's going to be things called rapid DNA machines that are going to be out there where police departments will be able to diagnose or receive DNA from crime scenes, and with hours they'll be able to know who the offender is. You always have to keep looking in the future. I also believe in drones. I think drones will be used for being sent out on calls. If you have incidents or calls where there is a violent crime, it'd be great to get the drone out in front so they can see, they can be eyes in the sky for all the officers who are coming. In law enforcement, you always have to keep ahead. But the number one thing that you always have to think about is the people in the community. I tell everybody that the most important asset in this world are people, not material goods. So if you are good to your community, you are good to your officers, and everyone works together, that's how you will have a great police department. We have a young team or young police department. About 3/4 of our officers have 5 years or less on, which is great because they all fit in good together. We have a lot of senior officers who like working with a lot of the younger officers, which is good too. They can learn from each other. The younger officers learn together, and now they have the older base to build off of, which is excellent too. You can always build from there. So we do things a little bit different here. We have more of a holistic family type atmosphere here, and that's what I want. I want everybody to feel good when they come to the police department here. I want everybody to have a family at home, and I want everybody to have a family at the police department. I want everybody to feel comfortable here. I know we have a ton of options and opportunities for officers to get into, and I know that the officers that have spoken before have talked about this. But I also want them to know that we also want their families to be part of our police department too. If we have the police department in general as a family, our community as a family, and their home family as part of our family, that's how you will succeed. I think that the best thing that I can say about growing up in town is you learn why. You know the history by it. So you learn, and you could tell people why we do things the way we do it. What happened in the past that was wrong, and why do we do it the way we do it now? You know, I have said it before. There's 3 kids that are police officers at the Glendale Heights Police Department that were in my DARE classes, which is awesome. I saw them. Some of them went to the same school, same elementary school that I went to, which is great. Some went to Reskin School, some went to Marquardt School. One of them actually went to St. Matthew's School. We have another officer who went to Glenside Middle School from the other side of town. So it's the way it is. So like I was saying before, we have a great relationship with our community, and hopefully that's what we get back. We get members from our community to come back and work with us. I believe that if we go out and we talk to our community and we show them the right way, the kids the right way, then they'll learn the right stuff to do. Hopefully they come back and they work for the police department, which would be awesome. I just want them to succeed. You know, that's the thing. When I taught DARE, I talked about being a school resource officer. When I would go to the classrooms, I would tell the kids, I want you guys to believe that you can do anything that you want to do. When you come into a classroom and you have something that's a stress that's happening to you, always try to think positive. Take a step back and be positive. You should always try to be positive. Like, if you flash a smile to somebody, there's a commercial out there. If you flash a smile to somebody, hopefully they smile back to you. Don't make everybody feel upset. Try to make them feel better. Can't do it to everybody, but you can try, right? And I think that's kind of the idea. Give back, give to the community, hopefully they give back to you.